The vastness of space stretched endlessly in every direction, a sea of stars scattered across a black canvas. Among the twinkling lights, a single human ship, Horizon 12, drifted silently. It was not a warship, it was an exploration vessel, sleek, but small, built for speed, endurance, and discovery rather than battle. Its hull gleamed under distant starlight, and its engines emitted a soft, steady hum. The only sound that betrayed the presence of life inside. Commander Raina Holt sat in the captain's chair, her hands resting lightly on the control panel. Her eyes scanned the holographic star maps, highlighting unexplored sectors, unstable nebulae, and potential points of interest. Horizon 12 had been traveling through uncharted space for weeks, venturing farther than any human ship had in decades. "Commander," said Suri Ven, the ship's navigator, her voice calm but focused. "The sensors are picking up unusual energy patterns ahead. They are brief, fast bursts, and they do not match any known natural phenomena. They appear to move in a pattern." Raina leaned forward, curiosity lighting her eyes. "Patterns? Could it be an anomaly from a nearby star, or a small asteroid belt?" "Unlikely," Sori replied. "The bursts seem deliberate, almost like a message." The AI Orion spoke in a clear, melodic tone. "Analysis complete. Probability of natural origin, 12%. Probability of artificial origin, 88%. Sources unknown. Recommended caution." "Hi." Raina nodded, her fingers brushing the console. "All right, keep scanning. Alert the crew if anything changes. Mark, make sure our engines are fully ready for maneuvering." "I don't want any surprises." Mark Tolan, the engineer, gave a quick nod. "Engines at optimal power. All systems green. If we need a quick jump, we can make it without hesitation." Horizon 12 moved slowly, deliberately, as the sensors continued to analyze the strange energy bursts. The crew could see small streaks of light flicker across their displays, each burst following a pattern that seemed too calculated to be random. Raina's mind raced with possibilities. Were these bursts a warning, a greeting, or something else entirely? Suddenly, the ship's long-range sensors detected multiple fast-moving objects approaching. They were small at first, like points of light, but they quickly grew larger as they closed the distance. Commander Suri said, a hint of tension in her voice, "We have incoming ships. 4, no, 6. Wait, dozens. They are fast, faster than anything we have records for." Raina's heart skipped a beat. "Show me." The main screen shifted, displaying the approaching ships. Their forms were unlike any human design, sleek and jagged, moving with precision and speed that suggested advanced technology. They did not communicate at first. They simply advanced, surrounding Horizon 12 in a silent, coordinated formation. Orion's voice broke the silence. "Unknown vessels detected. Classification. Potential hostile. Probability of attack. High." Raina straightened in her chair. "All right, everyone, stay calm. Remember, we are explorers, not soldiers. But we will defend ourselves if necessary. Shields up, power to engines, and maintain a defensive posture. Mark, how long before we could escape if things get dangerous?" "Engines can achieve escape velocity within 20 seconds, Mark replied, "but these ships are fast. We might need more than speed. We might need strategy." Suri frowned, analyzing the formation. "They are surrounding us, but there is a pattern. They expect us to react in predictable ways. If we stay calm and move wisely, we can avoid collision or capture." Raina's mind raced. Humanity had never faced an alien fleet before. Their knowledge of the universe was vast, yes, but they had no experience in dealing with a species that could outmaneuver and outpace them. Yet she felt no fear, not panic. Instead, she felt something deep and instinctive, the human drive to endure, to survive, to adapt. The alien fleet halted just short of Horizon 12. A beam of light projected into space a communication signal. Intricate and incomprehensible at first. Orion began decoding it almost immediately. "Message incoming," Orion said. "Translation incomplete." Attempting to simplify, after a few moments the meaning became clear. The message was short, firm, and uncompromising. Surrender or be disabled. Reyna's fingers hovered over the console. She knew surrender was not an option. Horizon 12 carried not only humanity's presence, but also humanity's principles. They were explorers, not invaders, but they were not weak. Open a channel, she ordered. Let's show them that humans do not give up so easily. Code from Horizon 12 speakers. We are Horizon 12, a human exploration vessel. We come in peace. We do not seek conflict. Please, communicate with us. We wish no harm to your ships or your people. For a moment there was silence. The alien ships hovered, their energy patterns shifting as if assessing the human response. Then, without warning, one of them fired a beam directly at Horizon 12. It struck the shields, causing a ripple of energy to cascade across the hull. The ship shuddered, and warning lights blinked across the control panels. Impact detected, Orion said. Shield integrity at 78%. Additional energy needed to maintain stability. Mark's hands flew over the controls, diverting all non-essential power to shields. Should hold for now, but they might fire again stronger this time. Reyna took a deep breath. Hold your positions. Observe, adapt, survive. That is what we do. Remember who we are. The crew worked in perfect synchrony. Suri calculated trajectories, Mark reinforced systems, Rayan predicted alien movements, and Reyna guided decisions with precision and calm. Horizon 12 might have looked small and vulnerable, but inside it was a machine built for resilience, powered by human ingenuity. The aliens fired again. This time, the beam was broader, hitting the shields harder, creating sparks and ripples across the energy field. Horizon 12 rocked, and for a moment, crew felt the tension tighten like a drawn wire. Then something remarkable happened. Horizon 12's backup systems, designed for emergencies, activated automatically. Secondary shields flared to life, distributing energy in a way that absorbed the impact completely. At the same time, small energy bursts from the ship's engines created subtle distortions around the hull, confusing the alien targeting systems. They didn't expect that, Sori muttered. They never do, Reyna replied. That's how humans work. We adapt. For the first time, Horizon 12 had a small but crucial advantage. The alien fleet, confident and aggressive, had assumed humanity was weak, predictable, and easy to intimidate. Instead, they encountered resilience, creativity, and teamwork. Commander Orion said, "Preliminary analysis suggests alien systems may be vulnerable to rapid energy fluctuations. Their targeting is precise, but not flexible. They expect reaction patterns, but humans do not always follow patterns." Reyna smiled faintly. "Good. That is exactly what we need. Keep monitoring, keep calculating, and stay ready." The alien fleet hesitated. They were fast, powerful, and technologically superior, yet something about Horizon 12 made them uncertain. They had attacked what they thought was alone. Defenseless human ship, and it had not fallen. Reyna watched the stars beyond the alien ships, her mind clear and focused. The void of space was silent again, but it was no longer empty. It was alive with possibility, danger, and the undeniable spark of human determination. "Mark," she said, "keep engines ready for immediate maneuver. Suri, chart every possible path through that formation. Orion, monitor energy fluctuations and keep us ready to respond instantly. And everyone." She paused, letting the weight of the moment settle. "Remember, we do not give up. We adapt. We endure. Survive." The crew nodded, were small, their ship seemingly insignificant among the stars, yet they were human. And humans had a way of turning impossible odds into opportunity. As Horizon 12 sailed forward deeper into the unknown, the alien fleet watched, confused and cautious. They had expected fear, surrender, or chaos. What they received was calm, intelligence, and a quiet but unyielding strength in the silent void. Of space, one truth became clear. The humans were not to be underestimated. And for the first time, aliens realized that attacking a lone human ship might not be a simple victory. It could be the beginning of a lesson they would never forget. The stars stretched endlessly, indifferent and infinite. But inside Horizon 12, the human spirit burned bright. Exploration, curiosity, and courage filled every corridor. They were explorers, yes, but they were also survivors. And in the quiet tension of the universe, they waited, ready for whatever came next. For Horizon 12, the adventure had just begun. The void ahead was dangerous, full of unknowns, and perhaps full of threats. Yet it was also full of opportunity for humans, for ingenuity, and for proving, once again, that humanity could endure, adapt, and thrive against all odds. The alien fleet hovered around Horizon 12 like silent predators, their shapes flickering in the starlight. They were fast, precise, and clearly organized, moving in ways that seemed impossible for any human ship to follow. Horizon 12, small and unarmed, looked fragile in comparison. Yet inside, the crew remained calm, their minds sharp and focused. Commander Raina Holt leaned forward in her chair, her fingers tracing the glowing interface of the control panel. "They are studying us," she said. "They want to see how we react." "Orion, translate their signals again. Keep it fast and accurate. We need to understand them before they make a move we cannot counter." Orion's voice was steady. Translation ongoing. Message content. Aggressive demand. Interpretation. They are testing for weakness. They expect compliance. Probability of escalation. High. Raina nodded. Then we will not give them the satisfaction. "Mark, how are the shields holding after that last impact?" "All systems are stable for now," Mark replied, sweat glistening on his forehead from the sudden surge of energy through the systems. "I'm keeping backup power ready. If they fire again, we can absorb it, but I need to know exactly when they plan to strike." Suri's fingers flew across her console, analyzing the movement of the alien fleet. "Commander, they are positioning themselves in a classic trap formation. From the looks of it, they intend to surround us completely and disable our engines simultaneously. If we do not act quickly, we may have very little room to maneuver." Raina's eyes narrowed. "Noted, but humans are not predictable. We adapt, we improvise, we survive. Keep monitoring their movements and stay ready to act on my orders." The fleet shifted suddenly, their speed astonishing. One of the alien ships detached and moved closer to Horizon 12, its energy pulses flashing like lightning. The alien vessel sent another communication, a series of sharp, calculated bursts. Orion translated as quickly as possible. "They are giving a final warning," Orion said. "Surrender, or we will destroy your ship." Raina's hand hovered above the console. She took a deep breath, centering herself. "We do not surrender. We are explorers, not fighters, but we will not allow ourselves to be destroyed. Respond to them calmly. Let them know we mean no harm." Her voice was calm, but the tension inside the cockpit was thick. Horizon 12, small as it was, carried the pride and ingenuity of humanity. They had survived dangerous conditions, extreme cold, and the uncharted void. Now they faced intelligent, hostile beings, but humans had a history of turning disadvantage into strength. Raina activated the communication channel. "Horizon 12 here. We do not wish conflict. We are explorers. Our mission is discovery and understanding. Please, do not fire upon us. Let us communicate." The alien ship did not respond with words, but with action. A beam of blue-white energy struck the forward shields, shaking the entire ship. Warning lights flashed red, and the crew was thrown slightly from their seats. Horizon 12 groaned under the force. The hum of the engines became tense and strained. "Impact detected," Orion reported. "Shields at 65% integrity. Damage to outer hull, minimal. Energy spike detected from incoming beam, probable attempt to disable ship." Mark moved quickly, diverting all auxiliary power to the shields, reinforcing integrity. "We can hold for now, but if they fire a second attack immediately, we may experience more stress." Raina's hands flew over the controls. "Suri, plot all escape trajectories." "Orion, calculate any chance of using their own energy against them without harming them. We will survive, but we must be smart about it. Humans do not panic. Humans adapt." Suri nodded, her eyes scanning the displays. I see a pattern. Their attacks are precise but rigid. They fire in predictable sequences. If we react unpredictably, we can avoid the worst of it. But the timing must be perfect, Orion added. Prediction: 37% probability that enemy formation will become confused if we introduce minor energy fluctuations and rapid maneuvers simultaneously. Reyna smiled faintly. Then that is what we will do. Prepare for evasive maneuvers. Mark, make sure the engines can respond instantly. Suri, calculate all angles of approach and escape. Orion, be ready to modulate energy fields at my command. The alien ship fired again, this time with 3 concentrated beams. Horizon 12 rocked violently. Sparks flew across the panels, and the air inside the cockpit vibrated with energy. Yet the ship did not falter. Its human crew worked in perfect harmony, each action precise, each decision calculated. Mark's voice was calm, though his hands moved quickly. Diverting power? Shields holding. Engines ready. Suri's fingers danced across the console. Trajectory plotted. We can dodge their next sequence if we time it correctly. Ryan's voice was calm and mechanical. Energy modulation ready. Probability of success: 65%. Warning, any miscalculation may increase vulnerability. Reyna took a deep breath. Then we do this together. One step at a time. One move at a time. Humans survive because we are clever, adaptable, and united. Remember that. The moment came. Horizon 12 executed a sudden lateral shift, a maneuver humans rarely practiced, but instinctively understood. The alien beams missed their mark, striking empty space. In that instant, Mark triggered a partial energy discharge through the ship's outer hull, creating a bright flare that reflected off the alien sensors. The aliens blinked in surprise, their targeting disrupted. They didn't expect that. Suri whispered. They never do, Reyna said. This is the human way. Adaptation, ingenuity, survival. The alien commander, if it could be called that, hesitated. Horizon 12's crew had proven they were not simply passive explorers. They were resourceful, clever, and resilient. The aliens had assumed a small, defenseless vessel would surrender. Immediately, but they had misjudged. Reyna's fingers moved quickly over the controls. Now, Suri, lead us through the path you calculated. Orion, maintain energy modulation. Mark, keep the engines ready to respond to any further strikes. Horizon 12 slipped through the gaps in the alien formation, weaving and turning with speed and precision. The alien fleet tried to follow, but the humans moved unpredictably, avoiding attacks that seemed impossible to dodge. Every action Horizon 12 took was calculated yet instinctive. Combining human creativity with technological skill, Orion's voice broke the silence. Alien targeting disrupted. Probability of successful strike reduced to 20%. Recommendation: continue evasive maneuvers and maintain communication attempts. Reyna nodded. Do it. We are not here to fight, but we will protect ourselves. Let them see who humans truly are. Aliens tried again, firing energy bursts. But Horizon 12 continued to evade, the crew working in unison. The ship's small form danced among the stars, weaving through beams of light and shadows. What should have been an easy victory for the aliens became a struggle against a species they did not understand. The humans were not attacking, they were surviving, adapting, and protecting themselves. And in doing so, they sent a message. They were not weak. They were clever, resourceful, and brave. Reyna watched the stars beyond the alien ships, her mind focused yet calm. She felt the power of human ingenuity, the strength of teamwork, the quiet determination that had allowed humans to survive countless challenges on their own planet. Now, that same spirit thrived in space, among the stars. They will test us again, Orion said. Their next attack may be stronger. Probability of escalation, 90%. Reyna's eyes narrowed. Let them come. We will endure. Humans survive not because we are the strongest, but because we adapt, think, and act together. Prepare for anything, but do not fear anything. We are Horizon 12. We are human, and we will survive. The alien fleet paused, seemingly surprised by the humans' resilience. They had expected an easy target. Instead, they encountered a species capable of creativity, speed, and strategy. One lone human ship had turned what should have been a simple confrontation into a challenge. Horizon 12 continued its journey through the void. Moving with confidence, each maneuver a testament to human adaptability. The alien fleet adjusted, hesitated, and observed, unsure of how to proceed. For the first time, they saw the humans not as weak explorers, but as a force capable of resistance and intelligence. In the silent darkness of space, the stage was set. Horizon 12 was small, but it was clever. It was vulnerable, yet it was resilient. And it carried humans, the most adaptable species known to the stars. Reyna leaned back, her hands still on the controls. "We are explorers, not warriors," she said quietly. "But if anyone thinks they can destroy humans without consequence, they will soon learn they are mistaken. We endure, we adapt, we survive. That is who we are." The alien fleet watched, studying the humans, unsure of what to do next. Horizon 12, a lone human ship, had survived its first test stand in doing so. It had proven something crucial. Underestimating humans was a mistake they would not soon forget. The void stretched endlessly, dark and infinite. But inside Horizon 12, the human spirit burned brightly, unwavering and full of courage. The first contact had ended not with destruction, but with revelation. The humans were clever, resourceful, and united. They were explorers, and they were not to be underestimated. And in the silence that followed, Horizon 12 prepared for whatever would come next, ready to face the stars with courage, intelligence, and the quiet, unbreakable strength of humanity. Horizon 12 glided through the black expanse of space like a solitary comet, small yet purposeful, its hull gleaming faintly under distant stars. The alien fleet, the Veiled Dominion, lingered nearby, circling with precision, their jagged forms flickering with controlled energy. They had expected fear and hesitation. They had expected surrender. Instead, they encountered calm determination. Clever maneuvering is a quiet but unmistakable force of human ingenuity. Commander Reyna Holt stood at the front of the cockpit, her eyes fixed on the alien formation. Each flicker of their energy beams, each shift in position, was noted and analyzed. She did not panic. Humans had always survived against stronger odds. They adapted, learned, and improvised. She would remind these aliens why. "Orion," she said, her voice calm yet authoritative. "Give me a full scan of the fleet. I want energy patterns, attack sequences, and every possible weak point they have. Every detail counts." Orion's display flickered as it processed the data. Scanning complete. The fleet relies heavily on coordinated bursts of energy. Their targeting is precise but highly dependent on predictable responses. Any sudden, unconventional maneuver can confuse their sensors. Recommendation: employ unpredictable movement combined with energy modulation to create temporary disorientation. Good, Mark. Prepare Project Aegis. Mark, the engineer, looked up from his console. Project Aegis. That's the experimental defense system we've never fully tested in real conditions. Then this is the moment, Reyna replied. We need it. Activate it when I give the command. Make sure shields and energy fields are linked. Orion, you will help coordinate the modulation. Suri, keep us moving through their formation. Timing must be perfect. The alien fleet watched, unaware of the preparation underway inside Horizon 12. They had assumed humans were weak, predictable, and easy to intimidate. Their confidence was strong, but it was based on ignorance. They had underestimated human creativity, instinct, and adaptability. Suri's fingers flew across the navigation console. Commander, I've plotted a path through their formation. Narrow, yes, but feasible. If we move precisely and fast, we can slip past the central cluster. Once through, their sensors will struggle to track us simultaneously. Reyna's lips pressed into a thin line. We cannot simply escape. We must show them they miscalculated. Human strength is not only in survival, it is in ingenuity, coordination, and resolve. We will survive, and they will understand they underestimated us. Mark took a deep breath. Project Aegis online. Energy fields linked. Shields reinforced. Engines primed for maximum output. All systems ready. Orion's calm voice added. Energy modulation synchronized. Probability of successful disorientation, 68%. Warning. Failure may result in temporary system overload. Probability of overload, 20%? Reyna nodded. We take calculated risks. That is what humans do. Execute on my mark. The aliens, confident in their superiority, prepared to fire again. Their energy beams were concentrated, aimed to disable the ship's engines and shields in one strike. They had seen humans dodge before, but assumed the small ship could not survive repeated attacks. Mark. Sorry, Orion. Now. A surge of energy flowed through Horizon Welve. Project Aegis activated, sending a shimmering field across the hull. The shields expanded and intertwined with energy pulses, creating a radiant glow around the ship. The alien beams struck, but instead of piercing the defenses, they were absorbed and diffused. Sparks of light reflected outward, temporarily blinding the veil sensors. Impact absorbed, Orion reported. Energy returned to alien sensors. Probability of confusion, 92%. Sori maneuvered the ship, weaving through the gaps in the alien formation with precise timing. Each movement was unpredictable, breaking the rhythm the veil had expected. Horizon 12 twisted, banked, and accelerated, appearing almost like a living creature in the void, responding instinctively to threats. The Veil Commander, monitoring the situation from a distance, furrowed a complex brow. Their fleet had expected a simple victory. The humans had no heavy weapons, no massive fleets. Yet here they were evading attacks and surviving blows that should have disabled them. They are not what we expected, one Veil officer murmured. Their shields. Their maneuvers. It is unlike anything we have encountered. The commander's response was sharp, almost incredulous. They are humans. How can one ship, one tiny vessel, resist an entire fleet? Meanwhile, inside Horizon 12, Reyna and her team were in perfect synchrony. Mark monitored energy flows, ready to redirect power at the first sign of trouble. Sori guided the ship through the precise paths she had calculated, predicting the alien attack patterns in real time. Orion calculated energy pulses and projected the next sequence of enemy movements. Coordinating perfectly with Mark and Suri, Horizon Welve darted between alien ships, moving unpredictably while the energy modulation created flashes and distortions in the veil sensors. The aliens fired again, but the beams struck empty space or reflected harmlessly off the energy field. Their attacks became less effective, and confusion spread through the fleet. Commander, Orion reported, the alien formation is destabilizing. Their attack probability has dropped to 35%. Sensors indicate system recalibration underway. Renat allowed herself a faint smile. Good. Keep pressure steady. We do not attack them. We do not need to. We show strength by enduring. That is enough to make them hesitate. Sori adjusted the trajectory. If we continue, we can reach the central cluster and disrupt their formation further. It will force them to rethink their strategy. Probability of escape, 80%, if executed perfectly. Mark added, engines ready. Minor adjustments to energy flow will give us extra speed. They won't predict it. The alien fleet fired again, and for a moment, the situation seemed tense. Horizon 12 shuddered slightly under the pressure, but the ship held. The crew's actions were precise, coordinated, and deliberate. Humans were proving something essential. Under pressure, they did not panic. They adapted. They survived. In the alien fleet, confusion spread. The Veil Commander, proud and confident only moments ago, now realized a critical error. They had attacked what they thought was a weak, defenseless ship. Instead, They had found a species that combined cleverness, unpredictability, and endurance in a single small vessel. They are reacting differently than expected, the commander said, almost to himself. They are not fleeing. They are not surrendering. They are adapting, calculating, surviving. This was a mistake. Reyna watched the unfolding chaos among the aliens with a steady gaze. They thought they could intimidate us, she said softly. They do not understand humans. We survive. We adapt. We endure. Horizon 12 surged forward, slipping through the central cluster of the alien formation. The energy modulation pulses from Project Aegis flared again, creating a dazzling display that temporarily blinded the enemy sensors. The Veil fleet faltered, their coordination breaking. Beams collided harmlessly with one another, and their formation wavered for the first time. Orion, status report. Alien fleet destabilized. Probability of coordinated attack reduced to 15%. They are hesitant, recalibrating. They are aware of miscalculation. Reyna's voice was calm, yet filled with quiet satisfaction. They understand now. Humans are not weak. They are clever, adaptable, and resilient. That is the strength of our species. That is what they misjudged. Sri guided Horizon 12 out of immediate danger, weaving through the stars with precise control. Mark monitored every system, redirecting power as needed. Orion continued to analyze, predict, and coordinate. The humans were not attacking. They were surviving, adapting, and demonstrating the strength of ingenuity and teamwork. The alien fleet, once confident and aggressive, now hesitated. Their beams faltered, their formation wavered, and uncertainty spread like a shadow. They had underestimated a lone human ship into doing so. They had exposed their own vulnerability. Horizon 12, small and unarmed as it was, had turned the tide. The aliens had expected an easy target. Instead, they had encountered resilience, intelligence, and the unyielding human spirit. Reyna looked at her crew. They were focused, alert, and unwavering. Humans do not break easily, she said. We endure, we adapt, and we survive. That is our strength. Let them see it clearly. For the first time, the Veil commander understood the truth. Attacking a lone human ship had been a grave misjudgment. They had expected compliance and fear. What they encountered was calm determination, clever strategy, and the quiet, unstoppable force of human adaptability in the silent expanse of space. One small ship had demonstrated the extraordinary strength of humanity. Horizon 12 had survived the first major test, not by overwhelming force, but by courage, intelligence, and the willingness to act as one. And for the Veil Dominion, that realization would be remembered forever. Humans were not to be underestimated. They could survive, adapt, and endure against overwhelming odds. Horizon 12 continued onward, its lights glowing softly against the darkness, carrying humans who had proven that, even in the face of a powerful fleet, ingenuity and determination were the most potent weapons of all. The void stretched endlessly, indifferent and infinite. Yet one small ship, with 4 humans and 1 AI, shone as a beacon of resilience and ingenuity. The first contact had ended not in destruction, but in road. Horizon 12 glided through the silent expanse of space, a tiny beacon of light amid the darkness, its hull glinting with a soft shimmer as distant stars reflected off its surface. The alien fleet, the Veil Dominion, lingered nearby, their jagged, angular ships floating in calculated formation. They were confused and frustrated, struggling to comprehend the small human vessel's unexpected resilience. Inside Horizon 12, the atmosphere was tense but controlled. Commander Reyna Holt stood at the helm, her eyes scanning the displays. Every flicker of energy from the Veil fleet, every movement, every shift in position was analyzed and accounted for. The humans had already survived the first attacks. But now they faced the critical challenge, to turn defense into advantage. Orion, Reyna said, her voice calm and precise, give me a full analysis of their formation. I want weak points, response delays, energy fluctuations, everything. We are going to exploit every advantage. Orion's holographic display flickered. Analysis complete. Veil Fleet relies on synchronized movements and predictable energy pulses. Probability of successful disruption if unpredictable maneuvers combined with energy modulation, 90%. Recommendation: continue evasive maneuvers and introduce deliberate energy interference to create openings. Right. Mark Tolan, the ship's engineer, leaned over his console. Project Aegis is holding, but this next sequence of attacks may be more aggressive. I can increase shield intensity, but it will reduce our engine power slightly. We'll need to balance energy carefully. Reyna nodded. Do it, Suri. I need your best path through their formation. Every turn, every drift, every micro-adjustment counts. Humans survive because we adapt and think creatively. Make them realize it. Suri's fingers danced across the navigation panel. I've plotted a route that weaves between their central ships. It is tight but possible. If we time it right, we can pass through while disrupting their synchronization. Probability of disorientation, 78%. The Veil Fleet had regained some composure after Horizon 12's earlier evasive maneuvers. Their commander, confident yet wary, had ordered a more calculated attack. Multiple ships fired energy bursts simultaneously. Aiming to disable the small vessel, Reyna pressed her hands on the controls. Mark: energy redistribution. Orion: modulate the shield field. Suri: execute the calculated route. Humans do not panic. Humans adapt. Let's prove it again. The alien beams streaked across space, glowing blue and white. Horizon 12 twisted and turned, its small engines burning hot as it danced through the oncoming fire. Sparks of energy reflected from the shields, scattering across the void like miniature stars. Project Aegis responded perfectly, absorbing the impact and sending subtle pulses back, causing the alien sensors to misread the ship's exact position. They can't predict our movements, Suri said, her voice tight with focus. They fire where we were, not where we are. Timing their shots is becoming harder, Orion confirmed. Probability of hitting Horizon 12, 20%. Fleet coordination disrupted. Reyna allowed herself a faint smile. Excellent. Keep it steady. Humans survive because we think, improvise, and act together. That is what they are learning now, whether they like it or not. Mark monitored the energy levels. Shields stable, engines responding perfectly. Minor adjustments will give us even better maneuverability. Let's show them that small doesn't mean weak. Asheri plotted the next course correction. Horizon 12 banked sharply, moving in ways that seemed almost impossible for a ship of its size. The alien ships attempted to follow, but the combination of human creativity and unpredictable movement threw off their synchronized formation. The Veil. Commander's frustration grew. How can one small vessel cause such disruption? They are not retreating. They are adapting, calculating, coordinating. This was not anticipated. Inside Horizon 12, the crew worked seamlessly. Reyna made instant decisions based on data provided by Orion and Suri. Mark continuously adjusted power flows, ensuring shields and engines received precise energy distribution. The humans were small in number, but their combined ingenuity created an effect far greater than the sum of their parts. Commander, Orion reported, we can exploit a gap in the fleet. If we execute correctly, we can bypass the central ships entirely, creating confusion in their formation and reducing their attack probability further. Reyna nodded. Do it, Suri. Lead the way. Mark, prepare for energy redistribution at my command. Orion monitored their response patterns. Humans do not attack first, but when cornered, we turn defense into strategy. Horizon 12 surged forward, threading carefully between the Veil ships. The sudden movement, combined with Project Aegis's pulsing energy, caused momentary disorientation among the alien fleet. Sensors flickered, beams missed their mark, and several ships collided lightly with their own formation. Forcing rapid adjustments, they are panicking, Suri whispered. Their coordination is breaking. We have created openings. Reyna's eyes were sharp. Now is our chance. Humans survive because we see opportunity where others see risk. Exploit it. Mark activated minor energy pulses along the hull, not to harm the aliens, but to confuse their targeting systems further. The bursts were subtle, rapid, and perfectly timed. The veil beams now flew past Horizon 12, striking empty space, or interfering with one another. Orion calculated their next moves in real time. Fleet attack probability reduced to 15%. Energy feedback causing minor disruptions in their communication signals. They are recalibrating. Suri guided the ship through a narrow gap between two veil vessels. Engines burning at maximum, the hull glowing with controlled energy. Horizon 12's small size, combined with human ingenuity, allowed it to slip through spaces no larger than itself. The Veil fleet tried to adjust, but the humans' unpredictable tactics continued to confound them. Reyna addressed her crew. Stay focused. We are demonstrating something vital, not just to them, but to ourselves. Humans survive because we adapt, learn, and act together. That is our strength. Let them witness it fully, Mark adjusted. Power flows, ensuring shields and engines remained perfectly balanced. All systems optimal. We can maintain this for extended engagement. Orion's voice was calm and precise. Fleet coordination remains disrupted. Probability of sustained attack success minimal. Their sensors continue to misread our exact location. Recommendation: continue evasive maneuvers while maintaining energy pulses to sustain confusion. The Veil commander realized the full scope of his error. A lone human ship, unarmed and small, had outmaneuvered an entire fleet. It was not raw power that had defeated them, but ingenuity, teamwork, and human adaptability. They are not just surviving, one officer said quietly. They are controlling the battle without firing a shot. How is this possible? The commander's expression hardened. Humans are not weak. They are clever, unpredictable, and coordinated. We underestimated them. That is our mistake. We must adjust carefully. Meanwhile, Horizon 12 continued its path, twisting and banking through the gaps in the Veil formation. Each movement was calculated yet instinctive. Every energy pulse was timed perfectly. The human crew worked in perfect harmony, their combined skills amplifying the ship's capabilities far beyond its size. Reyna smiled faintly. We survive because we are human. We adapt because that is what we do. Let them understand the lesson. Suri guided the ship toward an opening that had formed naturally as the Veil fleet struggled to maintain coordination. Horizon 12 slipped through, weaving gracefully like a dancer through an intricate pattern. Project Aegis pulsed one final time, sending subtle energy bursts that forced the alien sensors to recalibrate. Creating even more confusion, Mark monitored the system's satisfaction evident on his face. We are clear for now. Shields intact, engines optimal, energy balanced. We have done what they thought impossible, Orion confirmed. Fleet coordination disrupted permanently in this engagement. Probability of immediate counterattack? Low. Alien commander appears hesitant. Reyna's eyes softened as she looked out into the void. This is what it means to be human. Not the strongest, not the fastest, but clever, resilient, and united. That is our power. That is what they are learning now. The Veil fleet, once confident and aggressive, now hovered uncertainly. They had attacked what they thought was a weak, defenseless human vessel. Instead, they encountered ingenuity, adaptability, and teamwork at its finest. Horizon 12 had survived, not by brute force, but by demonstrating the very qualities that made humans extraordinary. The ship continued onward. Small, yet radiant, carrying 4 humans and 1 AI who had proven that intelligence, courage, and unity were more powerful than raw strength. The alien fleet retreated slightly, willing to escalate further without understanding the true nature of humanity. In the endless void of space, one truth had become clear. Humans survived not by chance but by ingenuity. Horizon 12 was small, but it was clever. The Veil Dominion had underestimated the man they had learned, in no uncertain terms, that attacking a lone human ship had been a grave miscalculation. Reyna glanced at her crew, her voice quiet but firm. Humans endure. Humans adapt. Humans survive. That is our legacy, and that is what they now understand. Let us continue forward. The stars are ours to explore, but we will do so on our terms, cleverly, boldly, and together. And so, Horizon 12 pressed onward through the stars, a small beacon O's. The void of space stretched endlessly, silent and infinite. Horizon 12 glided steadily, a small human ship shining against the darkness. Its hull reflected distant stars, the engines humming a soft, steady rhythm. The crew inside Commander Reyna Holt, Engineer Mark Tolan, Navigator Sori Ven, and the AI Orion worked in quiet harmony. Each aware of the challenges they had already overcome, the Veiled Dominion fleet had paused. Their once confident formation fractured by the humans' ingenuity and resilience. They hovered at a cautious distance, reluctant to strike, yet unwilling to retreat entirely. For the first time, they were forced to reconsider the humans they had underestimated so profoundly. Orion's calm voice broke the silence. Alien fleet status, active but hesitant. Probability of further aggression, minimal. The Veil Commander appears to be recalculating strategy. Communication attempts are possible, Reyna nodded. Prepare a message. Let them know we do not seek conflict, only understanding. But make it clear, humans defend themselves when threatened. Sori typed rapidly, plotting the optimal trajectory while simultaneously preparing the communication array. Message ready, Commander. Should we send it now? Do it, Reyna said, and keep us ready. Humans survive by adapting, and this is another moment for that adaptability. The human ship's message beamed into space, simple, clear, and firm. It explained their mission: exploration, observation, and peaceful discovery. It made no threats, but stated that Horizon 12 would defend itself if attacked again. The Veil fleet paused, analyzing the message. Their sensors picking up no deception or hidden aggression. Inside Horizon 12, the crew watched tensely as the alien ships processed the communication. For moments, silence filled the void tense, waiting, filled with unspoken questions. Then, from the Veil fleet, a single vessel detached and moved closer. Its energy pulses soft, controlled, and non-threatening. The alien commander's voice reached Horizon 12 not in words, but in a digital pattern translated instantly by Orion. We misjudged you. Your species is not weak. You adapt, endure, and survive. We wish to understand. We seek dialogue. Relief and pride filled the human crew. They had survived an attack from a fleet that had expected them to surrender. They had done so not with overwhelming weapons, but with ingenuity, teamwork, and calm determination. Now the aliens wanted to learn, to communicate, to respect the humans' capabilities. Reyna responded. We are Horizon 12 human explorers. We come in peace and seek understanding. Humanity survives because we adapt, think creatively, and work together. You have seen this firsthand. We welcome dialogue. The Veil vessel adjusted its position, approaching cautiously but steadily. Your ship survived. Beyond expectation, the translated message said, we wish to share knowledge. Star charts, travel routes, and communication protocols can be exchanged if your species agrees. We seek mutual understanding. Mark leaned back, exhaling slowly. We actually did it. We made them respect us without firing a single shot. That's incredible. Sori smiled faintly, eyes still on the displays. We've shown them humans are clever, resourceful, and resilient. They'll think twice before attacking any human ship again. Reyna's expression was calm, but her eyes shone with quiet pride. That is not the point, Sori. The point is, we survive by thinking, adapting, and acting together. The Veil will remember this not because of weapons, but because they experienced human ingenuity firsthand. The Veil envoy sent detailed star charts, highlighting regions of space previously unknown to humans. Maps of trade routes, safe passages through asteroid fields, and locations of celestial phenomena were transmitted. Horizon 12 absorbed the information, each piece expanding humanity's understanding of the universe. Orion processed the data efficiently. Information uploaded and integrated into ship systems. Probability of practical use for future missions, high. Human knowledge base expanded significantly. Reyna looked at her crew. We came as explorers. We survive because we adapt. And now, we have learned as well. That is the essence of being human. We endure, we discover, and we grow. The Veil fleet remained nearby, maintaining respectful distance. For the first time, humans and the alien dominion were equals, not enemies, but observers and learners of one another. Horizon 12 had not only survived, but had earned respect through intelligence, teamwork, and resilience. Sori checked the navigation displays. We can continue our mission. There are regions ahead unexplored. And with this information, we can navigate more safely and efficiently. Reyna nodded. Then let's continue. Humans do not stop. We explore, we adapt, we survive. Every challenge is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to show what we are capable of. Mark leaned back in his chair, the tension of the past hours slowly fading. You know, Commander, I think the Veil learned something too. Not just about humans, but about caution, respect, and observation. One small ship for humans, and one AI unbelievable, Orion's calm voice replied. Observation. Human resilience and ingenuity consistently exceed expectations. Outcome. Veil fleet respect established. Human survival ensured. Mission success confirmed. Reyna smiled faintly. Yes, Orion. Mission success. But more than that, humans survived, adapted, and earned respect in a situation that seemed impossible. That is why we endure. That is why we explore. That is who we are. Outside, Horizon 12 glided through the stars, leaving the Veil fleet behind at a careful distance. The black void was dotted with points of light. Endless opportunities for discovery, for understanding, and for adventure. The small human ship, fragile yet indomitable, continued its journey. The Veil commander, observing from the safety of the fleet, reflected on the encounter. We assumed weakness, the message read. We expected surrender. Instead, we encountered resilience, intelligence, and coordination. Humans endure because they adapt and innovate. This lesson will not be forgotten. Inside Horizon 12, the crew felt a quiet satisfaction. They had survived the impossible. They had proven that humans could face overwhelming odds and not only endure, but thrive. Each maneuver, each energy pulse, each decision had demonstrated the unique power of human adaptability and teamwork. Reyna addressed her crew. We have shown that humans do not break easily, that we endure, adapt, and survive. But more importantly, we have shown the universe, at least these stars, that humans are clever, resourceful, and capable. Let this be a lesson for all who may doubt us in the future. Sori smiled. I think they will remember. And not just remember, they will respect us. We earned it. Mark added, we did not fight with weapons. We fought with intelligence, courage, and teamwork. That is human strength. Reyna looked out the viewport at the endless stars. Yes, and as long as we stay true to these principles, there is no obstacle we cannot face. Today we survived. Tomorrow we explore further. Humanity's journey is just beginning. The Veil envoy sent one final message. We seek continued dialogue. Humans are formidable not because of strength, but because of ingenuity. We will proceed with caution and respect. Reyna smiled. Then let us proceed in kind. We come in peace, but we endure with pride. As Horizon 12 continued its journey, the stars stretched endlessly. Silent witnesses to the courage and ingenuity of humanity. One small ship for humans and one AI had proven that, even against a technologically superior fleet, the human-spirited, adaptable, clever, and united could triumph. The universe was vast, full of unknowns, challenges, and dangers. Yet Horizon 12, carrying the best of humanity, pressed onward with quiet confidence. Each movement, a testament to the endurance, intelligence, and courage of a single species that refused to be underestimated. Humans had survived the first major test in deep space. They had adapted, outmaneuvered, and earned respect. And as they moved onward, the stars themselves seemed to acknowledge their presence, a reminder that in the vastness of the universe, even small beings could leave an indelible mark. For Horizon 12, the adventure was far from over. Yet in the silent void, one truth shone brighter than any star: humans endure. Humans adapt. Humans survive, and for the veiled dominion. That lesson would remain eternal. One small human ship was proof that intelligence, creativity, and determination could rival fleets and empires alike. Underestimating humans was a mistake they would never make again. Horizon 12 moved onward, small but brilliant beacon in the dark. The void was no longer empty. It was alive with possibility, filled with adventure, and forever changed by the courage, ingenuity, and enduring spirit of humanity.